Hi, I'm Elliot, and I like to eat stuff. Today, I'll focus on a food that made its American debut in my hometown, St. Louis, in the 1890s and earned a spot in our pantries for the next 120 years. It's the PB and PB&J, peanut butter. Today, peanut butter still holds its own as a wise old legume spread, although it's surrounded now on the grocery shelves by an ever-increasing population of nut butters. One brand of peanut butter in particular has my attention because it tastes great, it's clean, and I personally found the manufacturer to be transparent and responsible in what can be a hotly contested and competitive product category. I like to eat, once again, peanut butter. Once again has about 10 different varieties of peanut butter, from unsalted and unsweetened to lightly salted and lightly sweetened. And of course, crunchy and smooth. They have stir and no stir options. Their no stir options are made with organic palm fruit oil, which is probably better than partially hydrogenated oil. But I tend to steer clear away from no stir because this channel is about simple and peanut butter should be just peanuts and salt. And I have to give up a little bit of elbow grease to stir, then so be it. They come in the standard 12 and 16 ounce jars and even have bulk products for food service. So, food service establishments, if you want to up your peanut butter game, here's your opportunity. Peanut butter is a rabbit hole of food. I've spent months researching and have found peanut butter a very divisive food, but we'll get into some of that later. For now, I've tried once again smooth, unsalty variety. I can't seem to find the lightly salted in the store ever. As I mentioned earlier, I stay away from the sweetened stuff. To combat the low sodium, I of course add my own salt and found about a half tablespoon of pink Himalayan salt levels up that low salt peanut butter. It's creamy, it's smooth, and it tastes wonderful. Though honestly, most peanut butter does. I have rarely run into a peanut butter that I refuse to eat on taste alone. I don't spread my peanut butter on anything, I just eat it straight from the jar. But as with a lot of stir peanut butter, if you don't stir it, it really does get pretty soupy. And I'm okay with that. I've stirred it with a hand mixer and with just a knife. The hand mixer is obviously better, but the knife does the trick, and there is still very little dry peanut butter at the bottom. So let's give this peanut butter a whirl. All right. So I'm opening it up here, and as you can see, it's got the oil separation. Now I brought my own pink Himalayan salt right here. The one thing, I did actually have the salted variety of this, but the one thing is that they just say salt on the label, and a lot of places have sea salt. I would prefer sea salt, so I'm not actually sure which salt they are actually using. So I actually like not using the non-salt version because now I know exactly what kind of salt I'm using. This salt is pink Himalayan salt that I get from Costco. I just brought some in, and this is a half tablespoon right here. So let's just go ahead and add that in there. Just kind of, pop that in there. Yeah, it's not too bad. What I like about it, now I've done the crunchy kind of. What I don't like about the crunchy kind is that sometimes it'll splash up because there's so much peanut butter chunks. But yep, here goes that elbow grease. Chomping away at this. Gotta get that in there. And it's pretty soupy. I like to make sure I get the bottom mixed in. Like I said, a lot of these don't have that dried up bottom stuff. I've had peanut butter that does do that. It's really annoying. And actually, you know what? If for the people that don't like salt or don't need salt or are trying to low sodium, the no salt is perfectly good. In fact, I feel like between the salted and the unsalted, maybe the salt kind of takes away from the sweetness of the natural sweetness of the peanut butter. So, but I just happen to like salt. But there you go. See, it's still kind of soupy, as you can see. But like I said, I don't particularly spread this on anything except I just eat it out of the jar. Let's give this a little bit of a taste test. Did I bring a spoon? Oh, I didn't bring a spoon. All right, we'll just do this. Try not to get it on the microphone. Honestly, I'm going to have to say that maybe I put a lot more salt in than probably what they have in their recipe. But once again, I would recommend putting a half a tablespoon of salt per jar because it just elevates this. It's so good. Try to spot this. Now with the hand mixer, which I don't have, it'll get less soupy, obviously. I'm not sure exactly how many milligrams of sodium I put in there with a half a tablespoon, but their salted stuff I think has maybe 50 milligrams of sodium per serving, which is 2 tablespoons. Now, in Once Again's defense, it's their brand is lightly salted, so it's not fully salted. But I would like to put a request in for a fully salted peanut butter. But like I said, I'd rather buy the no salt and just add my own. I know now what salt I'm using, and there you go. Peanut butter is a very high energy food item, meaning high calorie. A serving is 2 tablespoons or 30 grams, and I usually between 60 or 90 grams or a quarter cup to a half a cup. I know a half a cup is a lot, but let's just say that's my only meal, and I rarely have to eat a lot afterwards. But 2 tablespoons delivers 190 calories, 14 grams of fat, 2 of them saturated, 0 cholesterol, well in this particular case, 0 sodium, 7 carbohydrates, and less than 2 grams of fiber, and 2 grams of naturally occurring sugar, and 8 grams of protein. The ingredients are simple: organic peanuts that have been blanched and roasted. Now, of course, some of them have salt, and I just added salt. So, why do I recommend this product? I'll try not to bore you with the rabbit hole of research, but it comes down to 4 things that really work against peanut butter. They're aflatoxins, lectins, oxidation, and xenoestrogens. The reason I recommend Once Again is that they mitigate these concerns. Could they do better? Maybe. But they seem to be doing the best commercially, and they are transparent about it. There are similar great brands on the shelf, but they weren't all as forthcoming as Once Again was. Here's how Once Again mitigates those concerns. Aflatoxins. If you already couldn't tell by the name aflatoxin, these are not good for your body, and so we want to look for the lowest possible levels in food we eat. I requested this data from Once Again and was impressed when they reported that their product has less than 5 parts per billion, as tested before and after the peanut butter is made. Less than 5 points per billion is super low considering the government allows up to 20 parts per billion and considers that safe. Lectins. In short, lectins screw with the human digestive system, opening up a host of problems. Roasting and blanching lower or turn off lectins into peanuts. Unfortunately, though, the heat also destroys some of the benefits of the peanuts. But I don't know what are you going to do about that? Oxidation. Every product with fat is subject to oxidized fat or fat turning rancid, which is carcinogenic. I'm the least concerned about this, especially if you eat peanut butter within the recommended shelf life after opening. Xenoestrogens. Rabbit hole alert. They come from plastic. Once again, uses glass, problem solved. I also recommend them because they use organic peanuts. They're employee owned, they're very transparent, and they seem to genuinely care about the products they make and the people they make them for. I also recommend it because of the list of benefits that peanuts and peanut butter have. Here are a few: weight management, improved heart health, managing blood sugar levels, reduced risk for breast disease, and improved muscle mass building. All right, let's compare the price. Okay, so a 16-ounce jar of Once Again is $7.99, but I've never paid that. I usually pay about $6.49 because they seem to be on sale a lot at Fresh Time. I guess they're trying to move the product. But I know why. Because they got to compete against the 16 ounces of mainstream natural peanut butter for $2.79. I don't know if Once Again can be sold cheaper, but because I know that they do the testing and are pretty open to where they source their peanuts, I'm confident that I'm using a product without harmful toxins, and I consider that an investment in my health. A little bit about the company. The founder started off as a whole grain bakery that also produced granola with a barrel roaster. A chance question from a friend: "You have a barrel roaster, why don't you use it to make peanut butter?" Well, that led Jeremy to the peanut butter business. In 1976, Once Again Nut Butter was born. They named it Once Again because people would comment and say, "Oh, Once again, they're starting a new company. They have a raccoon on their jar. Go ahead and read the story about that. It's pretty interesting. This really does seem to be a down-to-earth, caring company. So here's my final thought. The research behind peanut butter really made me question whether I can continue this venture. The foodscape is vast, and there's so many unknowns, opinions, and science. After weeks of research and discernment, I decided to continue by just trying to recommend one product at a time that I feel good about eating myself. Are there better products out there than the ones I'm recommending? Yes, I'm sure. And at the end of each video, I invite you to share those so that I may share it as well. Is there better for you peanut butter than Once Again? Probably. And because I love peanut butter, the research will still continue. It comes down to a saying I live by but often forget, and that's progress over perfection. So is Once Again the perfect peanut butter? Probably not. But it's progress over the mainstream peanut butter that you may have been buying now. So when it comes to peanut butter, here's the quick and dirty guide. Buy organic. 1 to 2 ingredients, blast jar. And if I can make one more recommendation, find the ones made with Valencia peanuts. And if you even want to go further down this little rabbit hole, check out fermented and sprouted. All possible videos in the future though, so stay tuned. What are your favorite peanut butter brands and why? Leave your comments below. I would love to learn more about companies like Once Again, and I'm sure others would too. If you found this info helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, and we will see you next time.